My name is Will McCutcheon. I'm a 9-time national Muay Thai champion. I fight for 8 Points Muay Thai.
I'm Caleb Siegel. I'm a fighter for 8 Points Muay Thai. I'm a 2-time IKF champion, and I've been fighting since I was 8 years old.
My name is Noah Siegel. I'm a fighter out of 8 Points Muay Thai. I'm a 2-time national champion. I've been fighting for about 10 years.
My name is Logan Howard. I'm a 10-time champion, including multiple regional and East Coast titles, 3 national titles, and 2 world titles. I've been competing with 8 Points since I was in college, so 2018, I believe, was my first competition.
My name is Chris Clodfelter. I'm the owner and head trainer at 8 Points Muay Thai. I had the honor of being one of the head coaches of this year's WKA National Muay Thai and Kickboxing team. This year we had 4 fighters from 8 Points make the U.S. team. Will McCutcheon, Logan Howard, Caleb, and Noah Siegel all made the U.S. team going to Scotland fighting for gold. So the WKA is the longest standing kickboxing organization. They have shows all over the world. They have organizations in every country. Every year they do their world tournament. This is their world games, their world tournament. Some years they do it in Thailand, some years they do it in Abu Dhabi, some years they do it in Italy. This year it was in Scotland. So I was really excited to be part of that and to go over to Scotland with my own fighters and partake in the world tournament. All 4 of these fighters that were chosen for the U.S. team are some of my elite fighters. They're some of my top guys. They're what we call the A team. That means they've had some of the most fights and the most experience here in the gym. Will McCutcheon, one of my top guys, was actually coming off a hard loss. So I knew going into this, both him and Noah, this would be a very difficult tournament going into it, because I know they were bouncing back from some tough losses. But Will especially, we had just come back from Warriors Cup, just come back from New York. He had a really tough weight cut. He had a lot of stuff going on mentally with him at the time of his Warriors Cup fight. And so he really didn't fight to his potential. And I know that was killing him.
This fight was at a time in my life when I was going through some new things as a dad, new things as a husband, new things as a business owner. My business took a huge hit. I found out a couple days before the fight that my dad supposedly had 5 to 10 years to live due to a lung disease, and there's all kinds of crap like that had happened, but it had made Muay Thai feel like Muay Thai should be on the back burner. And it made me feel like I was questioning why I was doing this.
I know he felt like he let me down, which he didn't. I'm gonna be his coach in the valley and on the mountaintop. I'm there with my guys in the wins and losses, but still, I understand that feeling of let down. You put all this work in, and he just ended up not performing that night.
What I've learned the most is that being strong is 95% mental. Being a fighter is almost all mental. I'd probably lost that fight as I was getting on the plane to go to New York City. It's a hard pill to swallow. It's something that's hard to live with. But it was necessary because now I can know that I'll never let that happen again. I feel like I've got nothing to lose now. I am all in. This is not just playtime. This is my life. This is where I show my sons and my daughter how to be a champion, how to get back up when you get hit. This is where I show them how they're gonna make it through their lives. This is why I'm doing this, to show my kids and to show myself who I am.
It was like all that pressure just ignited something different in Will. Something woke up in him. As soon as we hit the ground, Will just turned it on. He had one of his most dominant performances against Scotland and then continued that the rest of the tournament. And he just really, went above and beyond. He had done it. He had the cards stacked against him. He come to Scotland a little bit nervous, and not only did he win the world title, he did it in dramatic fashion. Logan was coming off one of the top fights of his career. I was looking to see how Logan could top this off. So we get there and everybody's weight cut is going good except Logan's. Logan's is going good. He's got everything right, but he thought he would float a few more pounds than he did the night before weigh-ins.
So leading up to Scotland, Worlds, I'd competed multiple times leading up before then. I was pretty consistent. So I was in training camp for probably about 6 months. The main thing I started to feel about a month out from Scotland, which made me a little more nervous than I needed to be, was just my body breaking down from all that consistent impact over 6 months and getting these minor injuries, starting to get a little sick with the immune system being weak, and with all the travel, time zone changes, long flights, it made the weight cut a little bit harder than I'm typically used to. So I had to grind a little bit extra, use a little more fuel from my body than I usually need to make the weight. And then of course, you're dealing with foreign food. I didn't really have the choices as I have here at home. So kind of got a little bit of food poisoning on the rehydration process, threw up a lot and just felt super dehydrated. So definitely wasn't really at 100%.
So I'm dead asleep. All of a sudden, I get a shake because I'm sharing a room with Logan. I get a shake. He's like, "Coach, I need your help. This weight is not coming off." I jump up, he suits up in all his gear. We run to the bathroom, turn the hot water on, and we sat there for an hour hitting pads, getting that last little bit of weight off. So he ended up having a really tough weight cut that kind of zapped him. So going into the fight, I knew he wasn't his normal self. I could just see it in his eyes. I just knew that he wasn't 100% Logan.
Definitely plays a part in your head. I was confident in my skills, but it's about, can my body even keep up with, that skill set for 3 rounds when I'm feeling that out of it.
So we get there, and who do we fight? We have to fight Canada, one of the #1 guys in the tournament. This guy was a reigning champion from last year and the year before. He's also fought in IFMA, fought in a bunch of world tournaments. So this guy was one of the fighters to beat in the whole tournament. Canada was the favorite from last year. I knew that we weren't the favorite when it come to this fight, so we had to dominate to make sure we get the victory. I knew that this wasn't going to be an easy fight. One thing we really talked about before the fight was fighting like a professional. No matter what's going on in your life, you have to get out there and you have to perform. You have to do your best. Win or lose, you can't dictate that. All you can give me is everything you have. Everything. Fight like a machine. Go out there, perform to the best of your ability, and I'll be proud. Win or lose. And so he goes out there round 1 and just starts outpointing this guy 24/7 because this guy had a lot of power. So I knew Logan wouldn't necessarily have that 100% oomph that he normally has. So we took the power off our strikes, and our game plan was kind of outpointing the guy. And then in the second round, he starts turning it on a little bit more. The third round comes, it was like Logan 100% found his second win in that third round. I know he had a hard weight cut. I know we'd had a tough fight, but we needed an exclamation point. So he comes out there in the third round, and I said, "I need an exclamation point, Logan. I need an exclamation point." And not only did he give me that, he showcased one of the best rounds he's had. I mean, it was a beautiful fight to watch. And at the end of that fight, his hands are raised, and just seeing the relief on his face and feeling his excitement when he won that fight, I mean, it meant the world to me.
Obviously, there's a big relief because I was dealing with some stuff mentally. So it was a relief, but it was also just confirmation that I'm putting in the correct work, and that I'm trending upwards, and that I'm gonna definitely have a long time to go in this and win a lot more championships.
I wasn't expecting him to have a tough weight cut. I wasn't expecting him to have a tough road, but he had a lot tougher road than we thought. And to watch him mentally overcome that in the fight, and watch him fight like a professional, just as a coach, made me so happy. And I just, wrapping that belt around his waist, there was just no better feeling than watching him win that world title. So Caleb Siegel has just been on a tear lately. He's, again, one of my younger fighters, been with me since he was 8, had his first fight at 8. And so now at 17, he's fought and beat some of the top guys in the world. Every fight, he just gets better and better.
Going into this tournament for Scotland, I was super confident because I just fought a really tough dude from Tampa, one of the top fighters in the United States, and he was bigger than me. So that was gonna be a really hard fight, but I ended up just outclassing him, which was really good, and it gave me a lot of confidence going into Scotland.
And so we were coming off a victory, a big victory, from a guy that's actually heavier weight. So going into this tournament, I knew we were gonna be strong going in this tournament. And as soon as we get to Scotland, it's on point. In Caleb's first fight before the finals, Caleb knocks his opponent's jaw out with an elbow. I mean, he's just on fire, landing stuff. I mean, he's really killing it. But we ended up fighting France, and I knew France was going to be an interesting country to fight. The day before, Will had fought one of their guys for the world title in his division, and it was from France, and Will completely dominated the guy, obliterated the guy. Then afterwards, the French coach comes up to me and says, "We lied about Will's weight. You have to have all the official judges and all the official people watch the weight. There's no way we can sneak one over on you, especially on a world tournament." They were looking at excuses. They were making excuses from that point on. And Caleb comes out on fire. He's never looked this strong. I mean, he is completely ragdolling France.
So going into this fight, I was super confident, which was kind of out of the ordinary because he was way older than me. I mean, I'm still only 17 and he was 24 or 25 years old. So as soon as the first round started and he punched me once, and I think I body kicked him or something, I could feel that I was way stronger than him. And then just moving forward, I just started pressing forward, and every time I did, it just felt like I could break him with ease. So there was no point where I felt worried or anything.
He's got this guy in the clinch, knocking him back with push kicks, driving those knees in.
As soon as I grabbed a hold of him, he felt weak. It felt like I could baby him. I'm not being cocky, but I just felt like I could do anything I wanted to with him. There was no point in this fight where I felt out of control.
I mean, it's one of Caleb's most dominating performances.
Honestly, I thought he was gonna quit in between rounds.
So then, towards the end of the first round, France loops very wildly and hits Caleb in the back of the head, which is illegal.
The 10-second bell went off, so I started going forward, and he basically just threw like a last resort, closing your eyes, just swinging as hard as you can. And which at the level that we fight at, it's uncalled for.
If you're gonna be in a professional event, you are in control of all your strikes. Period. So you should have been in control of your strike. Knowing you were getting smashed, you shouldn't have closed your eyes and Hail Married, because that kind of stuff happens.
Honestly, you could kill someone doing that. So it hit me straight in the back of the head and I went down.
So ref comes over to me, judges come over to me. It's an illegal blow. They can't continue. So your fighter was winning the fight. We are awarding your fighter the win, because they have rules for a reason, especially on a world stage and world tournament where there has to be a winner. You can't do a no contest. This guy just immediately after acted like he didn't get smashed for the whole round, the whole fight. Sometimes when you don't see something, you can think you did better than you actually did. Him and his coach are just complete jerks. Coach coming up to me, and we didn't have anything to do with it. It was the WKA and the judges for the WKA that made the ruling, and they come up to us and told us the ruling. I mean, that's why you have judges. That's why you have a governing body, a sanctioning body, because it's not a street fight. This right here is a professional fight, so there has to be rules. It can be dangerous hitting people in the back of the head, so whether it's intentional or not.
So after he hit me with that, even if he would have beat me up into that point, they would have scored it from before where he hit me illegally. So he still could have won, but I absolutely dominated him.
Yes!
Like, I know truly God has put me in this position for a reason, and that I'm only 17 and I just got the chance to go to Scotland and fight on a world stage. So honestly, that's all God.
So probably as a coach, the fighter that I was the most worried about on the team, from our team, was Noah Siegel. He's like family. All my 18 guys are like family to me. So when I'm out there winning with them, we're winning together, we're losing together, so I feel their losses. But a couple years ago, Noah took a really, really hard knee to the sternum, knee to the ribs, and had 3 clean breaks where he was out for over a year. And even coming back, he had to come back really, really slow. He was very timid. Before that break, he was unstoppable. He was just like his brothers. He was, smashing through guys. And then when he come back from that rib break, and it was like something was off. Every time he got hit in that area, or every time there was some pressure put on him, he would be worried about that injury and would kind of fold and kind of just give up, to be honest with you.
So in that fight, I ended up taking a hard knee to the chest and broke my ribs in about 3 separate places, clean through. I was out for about a year, still training, but you couldn't really do anything. Mentally, that breaks you, and that's super hard to overcome. A year after the injury, we had a fight lined up, so we just trained really hard for that. You go into that thinking, you don't want that to happen again. Leading up to that fight, you've got the fear of losing and putting in all that work for nothing just to go out there and for the same thing to happen again. You're backstage, you're warming up, you've got the same nerves you always do. You feel ready, and then you get in there, and it was just kind of like a switch that just flipped. And I just didn't want to be there. I ended up losing that fight. Just every single fight after that was just extremely difficult. I suffered about 7 losses, so leading up to that, it was very difficult. Something I was struggling with, but you still go out there and do it.
I know that's not who Noah is. I know that. So I coached him fight after fight with the goal, not so much that he's gonna win, with the goal that he's gonna overcome this. Nobody goes into a world tournament off 6 losses. Nobody was, but I really fought to have him on the team. He deserved to be there. He deserved to be on that team.
We just put in the work every single day. It's super tough going into something like that.
You fought amazing. Look at you fought amazing. Okay? Every time you wanted to quit, it's over today. Okay? It's over. You do not quit. You do not quit. You do not quit. You understand me? Everything is this fight. You understand? Get out there and you show it.
As a coach, you don't just coach for the wins and losses. Okay? Nobody's gonna remember this in 20 years. But the person Noah is, and the character traits that he learns from this will last a lifetime. And that's why God put me in this place as a coach. This is my calling. This is my calling, being a coach. And it's not about the wins, it's not about the losses. It's about the character development, and it's about showing who God is through coaching. God doesn't give up on us when we have a hard time. God doesn't throw us to the wayside. When we got to Scotland, it was like Noah was mentally there. So I just had a weird, eerie feeling that, hey, it's gonna be different. Things are gonna be different this time. I really feel like he's back a little bit mentally, and he didn't seem to have that pressure on himself that he had when we were here.
After the work we put in, I knew I wasn't gonna lose.
from the start of the bell, it was a different Noah. Noah was a machine. He unleashed the Noah that I see in the gym every day. He fought more technical than any other fighter on the team. Watching that real time, I'll never forget that experience.
We're back, baby. We're back. Get ready to win a world title. You understand?
So after that fight, after I won, third round ended, I just looked back in the corner, walked over there. There was no other feeling like it, overcoming something like that.
Hey, no. Oh, you're back, baby. Oh!
He just comes back to the corner, falls down in the corner, and he said, I'm back. I did it. I did it, coach. I'm back.
That's the best fight of the team. Best fight of the team.
I mean, the feeling of just overcoming something like that, you don't go into a world competition off of 6 losses and then come out and win.
And it was just such a way to go out with an outstanding tournament for Noah winning the world title in his division.
Champ! World champ! You're the world champ! The world champ!
So now I'm a 2-time national champion and a world champion.